Good morning, everyone. How are you today? It's cold and terrible weather. But we have to accept it. So, thank you very much for being here. And I think 1 or 2 weeks ago, I did one of Saturday talk. Then I was talking about criticism. Maybe some of you remember what I already discussed. And today talk it is kind of second part of that talk. Also, a few days ago, Bhante Amita told me if you can tell something about love, because yesterday so many people think about love, they talk and they share some loving experience because of Valentine's Day. So I was thinking about to share about love, but it is kind of complicated. It is we all know about love. We are experiencing it. I experience it different ways. So human beings, non-human beings, they all can feel love. So I could remember when I was in Sri Lanka, I had a dog. I had a German Shepherd dog. I got him when he was 18 days. I raised him almost 1 year. Then after I came here, I gave him to one of my friends. Then I could remember middle of night, he slept with me, sometimes my bed, sometimes close to me. So middle of the night, if I make some cough or noise, he just come to me and check out me, then again go to sleep. Sometimes I just pretend kind of screaming or something, then again he come. Then I felt this love, it is, you feel you all have different kind of pets. So it is very important. So, but today I'm not going to talk about love. So my talk is fear and worry. And also I would like to share something about breakup. So let's see, maybe I can try to share something. Because why I chose this topic, fear and worry, it was really connected to me last year because of my father. I experienced it. It was my very first time how I got fear and also worry. So almost last year, every day, that fear and worry came to my life because he was in sick. He was in sick over 4 years. He has asthma, but he did really well. But one of the morning, my mom called, and she told me, today we had a test, and doctors told your father has cancer. Then I was shocked. Then I shared with my brother monks and with Bhante Sujata. Then I don't know what I had to do. Then I called my friends who lives in Sri Lanka. Then I told, please go and visit my father and let me know what's going on. Also, I could remember in the same time, one of the evening, I was driving to MCC, to my English class. Close to the Walmart, 2 days it happened. I drove 2 times through red light. So then after that, I just figured it out. Oh, I drove through red light. So, but nothing happened. I was thinking maybe I will get ticket, but it wasn't. So actually, then I felt how it affected my last year. Also, one time I was studying in the classroom. Then suddenly I think about my father. Then I couldn't study. I just came and I came to our car and I just been 10-15 minutes. Already I cried. Then so in the same time I found this book. It's called How to Live Without Fear and Worry. Then what I did, I think so many times I told about this book. Then I read this book. I had a in copy in my language and also English. Then I read both. Then actually I could find some good ideas, good message, because this fear and worry every day we are experiencing our day-to-day life from different ways. Then actually after I read this book, I got confidence. I understand how can I control that my fear and worry. Then I went to Sri Lanka. Then I been with my father almost 2 months, but he passed away September. But I did my best, so I know what happened next. So then this book, what I study, what I learned, it was really helpful for me. So today I would like to share with you some ideas what I already know, because this is very common topic, fear and worry. It can affect, it can feel to human and non-human being both. So maybe you experience this fear and worry thousands times in your life. We can count every day. So when you get fear and worry, what do you do usually? Do you know any strategies, tricks? Any ideas? Yeah, distraction, refocus. Yeah, present moment. Yeah, I did that same thing. Yeah. Any tricks, ideas? Sleep? That's good. Same thing. I also did sleep too. Yeah. Sometimes just being lonely, and sometimes share my experience with my friends, talk to with someone, walk in. I did that everything. So actually then I was very strong after I understand how I can overcome this fear and worry. So think we get fear and worry because of we have so many responsibilities about our life. When you are going to think about our responsibilities, so Buddha taught us there are one of sutta. There are 4 ways we get fear and worry, especially fear. But I am going to tell you 2 ways. One way is, it is called in Pali Attanuvada Bhaya. It is mean that fear come to ourselves when you are going to think about ourselves, because we are thinking about what happened to me next year, next week, because we are creating plans about ourselves. Then that fear come to our life. In the same time, we are worrying. So also when we are going to next one is, it is called Paranumata Bhaya. It is mean we get fear because of our family. When you are going to think about our family, others, we get fear. When you are going to think about your kids, your parents, your family. So this fear come to our life so many different ways. Also, I already told you I'm not going to talk about love, but breakup. So maybe it is very common in every society. So I could remember when I was in Sri Lanka, we both were principals of our Sunday Dhamma school. So Bhante Amita, he was a principal, I think till 2014. Then I was a principal. So our Dhamma school, there is over 1,500 kids. So age 6 to age 19. I could remember there was a young boy. So I was very friendly with them. Most of times, young girls and boys come to me and they share with me their personal life. Sometimes most problem what they had about their girlfriend or their boyfriend. I could remember there was a boy, in our Dhamma school there was a girl. She was a very nice girl and she come to our Dhamma school every day. She was the early one and she did everything very nicely. But that who's the boy, he was thinking about that girl. Then he came to me and told, Bhante, I like that girl. but I can do because I am the principal of the Dhamma school. I can support. I told, you can do whatever you want, but also you have to tell your parents. So however, then he told that girl, I like you. Then they had relationship. Then by the way, both side parents, they knew it. Then I'm okay. So what did that boy, if his girlfriend something, maybe text, maybe call, that boy, what he did, he every day, Bhante, my girlfriend told me like, she texts me like this. He shared with me his experience with her girlfriend. Then I think after I came here, one time that boy called me, Bhante, now I'm in the university. There's another beautiful girl, I like her. Then I told, what are you talking about? You already have a girlfriend. No, Bhante, I'm just kidding. Then after 2 weeks, again he called me. What he told me, Bhante, I broke up. I like that new girl. So then what came to my mind, almost 2 years he shared with me his experience with that girl. Then finally he met someone new. Then he broke up. So recently I went to Sri Lanka, I met both, but I didn't go to ask about anything. So I have so many stories similar like this, most very young, 18, 19, 17, 20. So I think it is breakup, also another fear, another way to get fear and worry. But what we have to do, what we have to think, it is if you have similar like this situation, you have to think, you have to be prepared. Prepared means, I already told you, we are everyday planning. As a human, we are planning. What I am going to do next week, what I am going to do next year. I am also planning about my Dhamma talks, about my studies, what I am going to do in this temple. I am planning too. But this planning also make your worry and fear. How it can bring your worry and fear? Think plans will happen or not. Most of times we are thinking this will be happen. But after it not happen, what you do? What you do? Worry, disappointed, you are getting anger with yourself. Sometimes you are going to hurt yourself, maybe to someone, because that plans it already not happen. So it is really important to think about how I can control this fear and worry, and how can I handle with my plans. So in this book, I really like that advice. So think, every day we got some problems. So if you have any trouble time, if you have any difficult time, there are 2 ways, there are 2 strategies you can apply to your life. I already practiced these 2 ideas. One is, if you have difficult time, if you are in worry, if you are in fear, number 1 is, you have to think, I'm going to face it. It means I'm going to face that problem, situation. That's the one way. Maybe it is not work with you. Then you can try, you can think how I can change the situation. Maybe face to your problem, maybe understand how I can change the situation. These 2 ways you can apply, you can think, if you are in fear or worry. So then you have to be prepared, because of your plans will happen or not. So this, when you are going to think about this, every bullet points, that every situation create your worry and fear. Also, I experienced as a student when I was little, our teachers gave us some goals. You have to do like this. You have to be a successful student. You have to pass that exam. I could remember 2006, I had an exam. Then in my class, I did my studies very well. Most of times, I had good grades. But one time, 2006, after exam, I already failed that exam. Then my teachers, they were really excited. Then they were worried and they asked, what you did? You already failed your exam. Then during that time, I don't have any experience. Then, but what I think, okay, this is the turning point of my life. This is the good example for me. This is a good lesson for me. Then afterward, I did 4 or 5 exams. I passed very well. I did everything very well because of that my failure was a turning point of my life. I was thinking like that. So what I want to share with you, today here some parents with Buddha kids, you have to teach your kids in the future when you are making some plans, sometimes it will happen or not. You have to teach your kids how you can handle the situation when you are in fail. So then I already experienced, I heard so many news after get some results. Some girls, some boys, some elders, they couldn't handle their emotion. They committed to suicide. They hurt themselves because of they lose their plans. They got bad result because they don't know how to handle the different situation in their life. So what I want to tell you, especially we have to understand those plans will happen or not. You have to be prepared. What come to my life, I'm going to accept it. So what Buddha said, contentment is the greatest wealth. Because we are not satisfied sometimes. That's why most of times fear and worry come to our life. This contentment is really, really important. So we have to be satisfied what come to our life, what happened to our life. We have to practice accept everything. Your plans will happen or not. There are 2 ways. When you get your fear and worry, you have to face it, or you have to think how I can change the situation. When you are going to face it, you have to have your self-confidence. Otherwise, it is hard. So think this, all the ideas. I'm really recommended this book. If this is also really hard to find, so we try to bring some books to bookstore, but it is really hard. So, but if someone like, I can give you this book to read, but please give it to me again. So this is very helpful book for me to overcome my fear and worry. So, the author is this monk. He was very great teacher. It's called Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda. He passed away, I think, 2006. He traveled all over the world, and he was very wise monk. So maybe you can find his talk on YouTube. Just type how to live without fear and worry, then you can see his talks. He's very funny and very interesting and very simple. So you can study so many things. You can apply. You can change your some life situations. How I handle my hard time. So think about this everything. So try to be a loving and kind person to yourself. So try to think this everything. Try to accept what come to your life. So try to teach your kids, because it is really important. Sometimes they don't know how they can handle their plans when they are going to do exams or some special time in their life with studies. So thank you very much for coming. Have a beautiful day.